Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Spooks, Kooks, and Magic Behind Sophie, the holiday series. My name is Jack Walterman, I'm the creator of Sophie, and today we are with...
I'm Colleen, and I portray Sophie.
Hello, I'm Ahren, and I portray Archie.
We're going to be watching the second episode in Sophie the Holiday series, Thanksgiving Party. Last episode we talked about how Halloween Party was supposed to be a one-off. And I was shopping, and I passed by a plate of cookies that were so cutely decorated, some ghouls and goblins and whatnot, and I thought to myself, what would happen if somebody threw a party and nobody showed up? And that's kind of where the original idea came from for Halloween Party. 1 year later, I thought, we had so much fun making this story together that we wanted to do it again. We wanted to be able to continue using the same characters and then just keep telling new stories. And so we decided that we wanted to make an episode on each holiday. So the first one has home invasion, Thanksgiving Party has a monster, the third one's ghosts, the fourth one is, the time loop, and then witches, possession, zombies.
Casual stuff.
It's
crazy.
Yeah.
My mom started singing A Turkey Sat on a Backyard Fence, which is a song that actually I ended up incorporating in the short. The song plays in the background. Oven starts to open up and the monster comes out. And
So ridiculous.
Which I've never heard before until this moment.
it's so great. I love it. It was such a silly song that I was like, you know what? Why is the turkey sad? What if we did something where the turkey fights back? And that's kind of...
So dumb.
And that's the concept of Thanksgiving Party. We're just going to watch it through. We're going to talk about behind-the-scenes stories, funny things that we remember. Let's go ahead and get started.
Oh no.
Do it.
Oh, no.
There she goes baking again.
Yeah, these baking intros. It became a motif.
So elegant.
Oh yeah, you can tell it's been a year because look, the counter is completely
But
different.
the thing is, we were having this set right after Halloween Party, even though it was filmed a year later. So essentially, what is that, like 4 weeks after Halloween? And there's just an entirely new kitchen.
Do you want to talk about what happened? Why there's a new countertop?
Yeah. Oh my god.
So we did Halloween Party. I had just moved into that townhome like the year prior. And then that January, after Halloween Party of 2021, the sink pipe busted.
Under the kitchen sink.
Under the kitchen sink. He wasn't living with me yet. Busted and flooded my entire townhome. I then found out that my water main shutoff valve was broken, so I couldn't get the water to shut off. Essentially, whole fiasco, flooded my entire kitchen. My entire kitchen and half of my townhome was gutted for 6 months because of all the construction backup during 2021. 6 months, I did not have a kitchen.
Cabinets pulled out into the middle of the kitchen.
Yep.
Your stove was
I had
all
plywood as a
unplugged.
countertop for like 3 months until this countertop came in. And then I had a great kitchen, but this all happened within 4 weeks between Halloween Party. And I apparently also lost 50 pounds in between Halloween Party and Thanksgiving.
That Halloween candy does wonders on the body. And then the turkey hat. We really
The
leaned.
turkey hat is
It's so funny. We really leaned into the camp in this
did.
one.
The damn feet. Favorite shot.
That is our favorite shot. Making the turkey a character.
my poor neighbors.
I'm so confused.
What should we write on this label?
Something's always going wrong at Sophie's. I'm so sorry, girl. To get that bounce, we had Ahren kneeled underneath the counter, and then you just popped
just tapped the corner.
I have an aunt that's terrified of anything like remotely scary. So I remember she tried to watch this. She could not watch the first episode. So she tried this one because she heard that Grandma laughed really hard and she thought it was going to be hilarious. Then it got to this part where it jumped and she's like, I heard the music shift and I had to stop. I couldn't keep watching it. So
Sounds amazing.
every time it's this scene, I think of that.
Amazing.
Also, you're like, I don't know about this.
Like, the hell?
But the lighting.
So good. That box light.
That's the box light
That's
again,
the box
y'all.
light. Our bestie.
That was on the floor behind you when you woke up.
I didn't
Main
have
party.
that hung up for the 2 years I was living here. You hung it up there for the shoot, and then it stayed there the rest of the time I lived there. I never took it down.
Oh, wow.
The label stayed on it and everything.
Tappity tap tap.
Our staging of the kitchen is so much better.
Yes.
That oven beep was so obscenely loud.
So loud. You could hear it literally in every room of that townhome.
Yeah.
It made a great jump scare.
Yep.
What do we have in that tinfoil?
We just put towels in it.
Mm.
And then we're like, pretend it's heavy. The fact that we decided to shoot this toilet. Why did we decide to shoot this in the bathroom?
Because I had to justify that she would leave the room long enough.
Oh,
And
yeah.
there's nothing more universal than taking a while on the toilet.
Yep.
We want to talk about the smoke.
The little
The fun-
tiny baby smoke machine?
Just like this big.
The industrial
Industrial
commercialized smoke machine.
We pressed that thing for 2 seconds. The whole room was filled, and we're like,
Oh!
To literally dissipate it, we had to open every window, the patio door, and the front door to try and get some circulation to move any of that smoke out of that house.
And then we'd do a little bit and it would just fill the room, and then after a couple seconds Shaq would be like, and he'd push it again. Okay, dude. And you just thought it was going to be just this little fog machine that you rented.
I was like, it'll look so good. It'll look like there's a little fire in the house. Oh, yeah. Fire. What's the song?
And I just like, yeah, here, let me throw it.
I love the one-liner that Ben does. What the?
And Sophie thought the best case scenario is to just throw the turkey hat at this 8-foot tall beast.
Fight or flight, girl. Sophie's a fighter.
Uh-huh.
That's what we
She
learned.
does what she can.
I literally crouched down in front of that oven, and he was like, make sure it looks like you're crawling out of it. And I'm like, okay.
All
How tall?
6'4" of me will just crawl out of this oven.
Yeah. It was the warmest I've ever been in my
You were such a
life.
trooper.
Heat rises, so let's have him sit on top of the ladder at the highest point in this room.
Trying to build him around the fan, because for some reason we had a ceiling fan in the
In
kitchen.
the kitchen, yeah.
And so his head is like through the ceiling fan, and we're trying to build this turkey. Yeah.
We made it work. There you are.
Yeah, look at that.
Trying to avoid the ceiling fan.
On a ladder,
You're like on the edge
in
of the
between
ladder.
the ceiling fan.
Yep.
That is all trash bags, duct tape, and cardboard.
The whole
And paper bags.
back of this was somewhat still open.
I spent like an hour cutting feathers out of paper bags.
Just crouch on top of a ladder. I was literally like looking down, if I remember correctly.
Because you're sitting on the edge of it too. It wasn't just like
Yeah, I was
Well,
literally
'cause
like
you were
perched
also- you were
on the
also-
top of the thing, like looking down because they built it over the top of my head.
Well, and then your hands were the beak, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Because then we have a
Yeah.
close-up of that beak with so much
That's
corn
right.
syrup on it.
Oh yes.
Corn syrup and water.
Mhm. That's what made it come to life.
Disgusting.
In the roars, the sound
Yep.
effects. So you're crouched down and you're doing
Hands,
your
it was
hands.
paper towels soaked in corn syrup
Yep.
and a little bit of food dye.
Ugh, I love the drips.
Of course you do.
So gross. My counter was so sticky.
Yeah, for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thought the trash bags, paper towel, like, and
Art.
make it a monster.
And then didn't we also use, because there's hair there too.
Oh my gosh.
What did we use for the hair?
There was a at the dollar store. There was like a really bad like black hair extension.
That's right.
Oh
You
my
just
gosh.
brought a bag of hair extensions.
Yes.
And then I set that in there and I wetted
Oh my gosh,
it.
that's right.
Wow, good. Thank you for
I
pointing
don't
that out. I
remember
forgot
that.
about the hair, but that is nasty.
Yeah, it was
It's
a
the-
whole
it was supposed to be the-
concoction. I literally
You were
took
gonna have
that.
it be the whatever it's called on a turkey.
That's what that
Oh.
was supposed to be.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because
I
you were like, I
literally-
couldn't find anything, so I got hair extensions.
We stripped this off my hands, and we just threw it all in the garbage because I'm like, there's no saving any of this.
Yeah,
So-
and you were just dripping.
It wasn't just corn syrup. You were just sweating. Like you were just like fully. I'm sure you had to shower after that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because I think originally we were just gonna have it be the ladder. You're like,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna build it on this ladder, and then we were like, this isn't working. It looks like a ladder with trash bags on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
having
then-
you up there really
Yeah,
with the movement.
because we were like, we need movement, we need shape.
Mhm.
Trooper.
What was the difference between Halloween Party for you and Thanksgiving Party? Because you're playing these maskless, faceless characters, but you're bringing them to life with your physicality. So what was that like?
Warm. Honestly, I was warm on both of them because I'm wearing masks.
Yeah.
I run very hot. But yeah, just being fully clothed, it was quite warm. Biggest difference is the first one I was very, okay, what do I have to do for this? And if you gave me any instruction, I'm like, okay, I need to follow that exactly because I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, because that was your first time ever doing anything like on film, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you were like, you had that learning curve
Yeah.
as well.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, and then this one was more so just, hey, sit on a ladder, crawl out of an oven. Yeah, it was definitely a learning experience. I can't say I've ever been a creature on top of a ladder before, but now I can.
Smack that on your resume.
Yeah, really a puppeteer.
Yeah.
What I appreciated about what you were doing is, even though it was your first time on a film set, you were like, how can I help? Because it was like, how can I help with the lights? And then we were rolling around that trash.
Oh,
we
the
still
sound
had
recording.
the sound on this one.
And that's-
our lovely sound
Yeah.
concoction.
We did it again on this one, and even though it was a year later, you took everything that you were picking up either by asking directly or just by watching, and you applied it so much quicker the second time. There was things that you're helping me in terms of like getting the sound into a good spot for recording that I didn't really necessarily ask you to do. You were just
Right.
kind of ready to
Yeah.
do it. So I think that's really cool that you brought that to the table, that like willingness. When we decided that we were going to make this a web series, was there any like big hurdles?
It was interesting because you don't usually go into a project with it being a one-off and then find out, oh, it's not. We're going to do 7 of them. But so I think it was just deciding what I chose to do with Sophie in Halloween Party and what would make sense to make that a long-term part of her. So it's like what would make sense as her personality quirks as like a human being instead of just, this was a funny thing to do for a one-off film. It's like, okay, but is this something she would continuously do in this type of scenario? How would she respond to this? So just delving deeper into her started with this one, whereas Halloween Party was a little more, I don't want to say one note, but it wasn't as deep.
No.
Because we were just playing around and having fun. And then with Thanksgiving Party, it wasn't just, oh, this is going to be a sequel and then we're done. We were like, oh no, we're doing all the holidays now. And so at that point, it was like, okay, I need to figure this chick out long term and think of what's her end goal a little more than just this one thing.
It really is this anomaly. Like you're saying, there's no other projects like this. So it's funny to look back at this because things changed real
Well,
quick.
and we
And
like
we had fun
finished
with
it, and then we were like, okay. And it was just weird that we had like let it go and moved on and then came back to it. And so it was just getting into the headspace again and then deciding, are we going to keep it as like kooky as we started it? Or are we going to lean more into the horror? Are we going to lean more into the comedy? And then just being like, We're just gonna do a good old mix of both.
Yeah.
So just really figuring out what our exact angle was gonna be.
Horror comedy that doesn't take itself too seriously. I think that's kind of that's what it turned into real quick. And they all just decide to eat the turkey.
Man, we're gonna have enough turkey to last until Christmas.
All 3 weeks.
You with the hair. More copy frames.
Gosh, I totally forgot how short that one was.
Mm-hmm.
Right to the point.
Mm-hmm.
In and out. Can you tell I worked with that for too long?
This one definitely has like the most out there as far as the evil entity
The monster.
she's up against, like the evil force of that the story's surrounded by. This one's the most what?
Yeah.
It's like, who dropped that off?
Because like you've seen home invasion, you've seen ghosts, you've seen like zombies, all that stuff, but like no one's seen a turkey monster. I haven't, but I mean.
Well, yeah, also one that can fit in a 10 cubic foot oven that turns into this 9-foot monster.
Activated. It's like those.
Yeah.
It's like those
Like
water
those growing
towels.
sponges.
Was it 440 or
475?
Yeah, it's like
Obscene
burning.
amount of heat. That should have been her first red flag. Who the heck cooks meat at astronomical temperatures? Clearly that didn't work.
What if it was just trying to say hello and they just offed it? They're like, what is this?
Gobble this, bitch.
Iconic.
We were all so proud of that line too.
That line cracks everybody up so much. It packs such a punch. And the fact that you never swear in any of the other episodes. I think it's just that one time that I can think of.
so.
It's just so goofy.
This is one of the first times we hung out with Ben too.
Yep.
Because we met him at Halloween party at the apartment party.
That's right.
And then we didn't really hang out with them throughout the year because COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything that was going on with the townhome. So this was like one of the first times that we were like, yeah, come hang out with us and let's do this again. And he was like, okay.
Yes.
He's home soon.
He is home soon. He's on
Yeah.
his deployment.
Gosh, nice.
It'll be good to have him back.
Mm-hmm.
What cracks me up about Ben is he was just down. So it's like, hey, we're gonna go do this. You wanna hang out? And he's like, sure. I'm like, hey, can you wear these sunglasses? Sure. I loved it.
It's his deadpan delivery of everything too that just gets me.
He does it so well.
You're smart, Ben.
Ben is very intelligent. He's acting.
Acting.
You wouldn't think that this series would actually bring our friend group so close together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We were already good friends, but like Ben and Sarah getting into the picture, like now all of us.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have thought of that like in 2020 that this show would bring us all together in that way.
Right.
So sweet. All right, everybody, thank you for watching today's episode with us. I hope you learned something along the way, laughed with us, and we'll see you next time for Christmas Party. Thanks. Bye.